Hey y'all, couple of things. Look, new people or just people watching from the clouds. Don't take your comment down. I'm not gonna I mean you can I'm not above reproach. I mean, now if you just being a clown and just jacking around, I'd rather you just not put anything. But when you put something and asking a question, leave it there. Because who knows? I may know the answer, I may not. Somebody might know the answer, but your question may give us food for thought. But because when you take it down, it make it think that you just somebody jacking around, just a grown ass adult that has the mind of a toy, or something like that. Well, so in that case, I guess you good. But anyway, the question that you commented, it was a female name, so I'll say Madame. It was just a letter for, the green circle with a R or whatever the hell in it. But, forget it. I'll address it anyway. So even though you took it down, here it is. Strategic reserve, okay? The key word, strategic, strategy, battlefield, war. And sometimes one thing better than war is a war deterrent. Think nuclear weapons. Who's gonna, think of a porcupine and a lion and a freaking leopard or something. He can eat a pork, but when that porcupine, when he bristle up and go, oh crap. But I'm the king of the jungle. Yeah, and I'm a porcupine. What you gonna do? Strategy, tactics, oil, crude oil. You cannot fight a war without oil. We're not at war. You're missing the point. Reserve. You have it in reserves. And again, and as we've covered before, I've covered it, Elizabeth covered it, Sly covers, quite a few of us and covered it before, that oil is used more than just what you think. Just if you wearing clothes, yeah, plastics, all this other stuff, all that stuff comes out of crude oil. We've covered that before, okay? There's videos all over the internet for that. If you don't know, hook yourself up. You cannot go, if you had to go to war, you can't go. You have to feed your own machine. No one's gonna give you oil. Now look here. The United States, we are fighting war against you. But we will, being that your president sold over half of your strategic reserve and put it on the market, we'll sell you some oil so you can feed your war machine to defeat us. That's not how it works. And plus, that can also be a provocation. China don't even release how much is in their strategic reserve. They're how much you got? Xi Jinping sitting there. Z? Yes. We're asking you a question. Yes. How much is in your China's oil reserve, strategic reserve? Every top nation, the big nations know you have to have that to go to war. You're not a satellite orbiting nation. You are a lead nation. You're not Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan. You're Russia. Okay? You're not Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand. You're China, as Orange Man said. China. Same thing go with our piddly asses. Okay? Shoot, man, you know what? What? We done found out something. What? China's strategic reserve is down to this. We gonna have to find out and see if anybody gonna supply. All y'all gotta do is look through history. Reserves of all kind of things have actually lost wars that men could have won if they would have had the proper gear, could get fuel, food, beans, and bullets to the line for the men to fight. Because at the end of the day, wars are won by men with guns. Yeah, we got cruise missiles, and we got this, and we got that, and we got satellites, and at the end of the day, men went and put their hands on Saddam. Men put their hands on Sheikh Abdul. Men assassinated Anwar Sadat. That's just an example. I'm not saying, actually, if you ask me, they shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done nothing to Anwar Sadat. And if you don't know who that is, then that just shows that I'm an old man and your history teacher sucks. But anyway, I'm just kidding. But your history teacher probably do suck. The strategic reserve is in case of an emergency, because nothing is guaranteed from you. You could have a stoppage. You and the Saudis can fall out. You and the UAE, the OPEC can fall. OPEC nations, because there's always stuff going on. But you can't stop the bum rush if I got my own stuff. Well, we'll just come and take your strategic reserve. You do know the majority of it is in Texas and Louisiana, right? Yes. You do know Texas is one of the most heavily armed states in the union, right? Yes. Okay, then tally ho. We'll see you when you get. We'll leave a light on for you. We see you when you get here. That ain't gonna happen. I'm just being facetious now. Madam, strategic oil reserve is for that nation to use in case for themselves, in case of an emergency, especially when it's a time of war. Because if this country is at war with this country, them tanks, those jets, all that stuff, trucks, materials, all that stuff needs oil. There ain't no battery powered Humvees out here. And newsflash, the sun don't shine 24 hours a day unless you're close to the Arctic Circle during the summer solstice. But that's a different. That's not gonna happen. So you need that so you can feed your war machine, because if not, you're dependent on somebody else to provide you oil when you run out. France, we're running out of oil. So I see, Americans. Remember all those jokes you made about us in Vietnam, World War II in Vietnam? Why you keep saying You gonna give us the oil or not? I'm going with or not. Or it's gonna be at a super steep price. Well, what do you want? We want the statue back of the Grand Marquis de Lafayette. But that's our statue. Y'all gave it to us. We want it back. Y'all know. Y'all be looking at them pictures. Oh man, look! I was looking at the statue there in Lafayette, Louisiana, France. Lafayette, Grand Marquis. You making the, that's the Marquis de Lafayette. Y'all be looking. Hey, look, that's a statue of George Washington. No, that's not George Washington. Look at the picture of them looking over the battlefield. It's a man that's sitting taller in the saddle next to George Washington. Everybody's seen that picture. Everybody's seen that water painting. That guy that's sitting on the horse next to him, that's the Grand Marquis. That's the Lafayette. That's Lafayette. There's a history lesson for you. That's him. I'll see if I can find a picture. I'll throw it up in here somewhere. But anyway, that's what it is, man. It's strategic oil reserve. Does everybody have one? No, because some countries, look, Bali ain't gonna have a strategic oil reserve of sizable thing. You know what I'm saying? The Uzbeks. That's why those smaller nations, they band together. Think the old Warsaw Pact, which I still say it, and I ain't mad at him, because if I was him, I would try to do it. Putin want to put the Eastern Bloc back together before he leaves, before he goes to the 13th floor. And if I was him, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd try to do the same thing. A little different than what it was then, you know. I mean, like, I'm not gonna run my tanks through Estonia and whatnot, you know, stuff like that, you know. But it's a whole new world, and there's strength in numbers. Now Poland, what you gonna do about Poland though? Because Poland ain't coming back. They just ain't. They just ain't. But ma'am, there's your strategic reserve. That's the purpose of it. In case of emergency or time of war, when the spigots get turned off at other countries that you're used to getting oil from, because the UAE or the OPEC may say, nah, they want to make money. That's how they make money, selling oil. They ain't selling sand. But we don't want to get in this because this country, we're kind of friendly with them, but then we giving y'all oil to fight them. Why do you think we want? Why do you? I mean, no, they ain't gonna say. Why do you think? Remember, Saddam had ordered all the oil wells set on fire when they were retreating. That tactic is called scorched earth. Okay, it literally is called scorched, and that's not a new phrase. That goes back to biblical times. Scorched earth. So it's nothing new. And what did they do? Got boots and red and boots and those guys in Halliburton, of course, because we had to provide security for Halliburton during the war. Don't tell anybody. 2nd ACR, 11th ACR, and 101st, we provided security for them until Blackwater got there and Titan, and then they took over. Don't tell. Shh. It's all over the internet. Hell, CNN done a damn story on it. It ain't no damn secret. But yeah, because without the oil lubricates the engine of war for your country. And what's the same thing? You know, we find out, wait a minute, they set the oil wells on fire. We can't have that. We need that oil. We need that oil. Oil is like almost like a spice melange. The spice gives us clairvoyance. It allows us to transcend space and time. Who controls the spice controls the universe. Getting my guild navigator on from Dune. It's a Dune thing, y'all. But that's all I got. I wish you wouldn't have took your question down, but I'm answering it anyway. There it is. Strategic oil reserve has a purpose, and the purpose ain't lowering your price at the pump. That's some dumb shit that low level that media loves spinning and whatnot. That's not what it's for, because the price at the pump ain't gonna help you one bit if the bombs are falling on your coastline. Okay, well, we're getting shelled by whatever country, but at least the price of the pump went down 10 cents a gallon. It's for defense, folks. It's for defense. Russia has a strategic oil reserve. China has a strategic oil reserve. The United States have a strategic oil reserve. the countries. I think Britain has one. I think Great Britain has their own oil reserve. I think they do. Other countries, they tether to the countries that do. The Uzbeks, the Kazakhstan, the Kazakhs, the Kyrgyz, you know what I'm saying? They're tied to Russia. That's just the way it is. The Asian, they're tied to China. China. Everybody else, they pretty much tied to us. That's just the way it is, folks. Next question.